one of the greatest legends of modern football refused to wear his own club's jersey. Cristiano Ronaldo, the global icon, five-time Ballon d'Or winner, in an open dispute with the Al-Nassr board, was absent from an official match in protest. This is not a locker room crisis. It is an earthquake, a seismic shock hitting the heart of Saudi Arabia's billion-dollar project, with ramifications that could echo through the rest of the career of one of the greatest athletes on the planet. How did we get here? Did Ronaldo really go on strike? And what does this mean for his future and for football in Saudi Arabia? To understand what happened, we need to go back a few years. After a prodigious career in Europe, with highlights at clubs like Sporting, Manchester United, Real Madrid, and Juventus, Cristiano Ronaldo made a decision that shocked the world. In December 2022, he signed with Al-Nassr, a Saudi Pro League club, in a contract that transformed him into one of the highest-paid athletes in history. At that moment, Saudi Arabia unleashed an ambitious strategy, attracting world-class stars to her league, raising the level of competitiveness, and putting Saudi football on the global map. Ronaldo arrived as the central figure of this plan, a reference, an icon, someone who would be the bridge between traditional football and the new era of the sport in the Middle East. The expectation was gigantic, a player with a unique eye for goal, extraordinary physique, and global fame should have dominated the league immediately. But Saudi football is physical, competitive, and sometimes unpredictable. Ronaldo had moments of brilliance, goals, decisive passes, moments of leadership, but he also faced challenges, determined opponents, compact defenses, and an atmosphere different from Europe. Al-Nassr is one of the four pillars of the state project managed by the PIF, the Saudi Sovereign Fund Wealth. Ronaldo's conflict is not just with a club president, it is with the government's own strategy for football. The turning point began in the 2026 winter market. While Al Hilal, Al-Nassr's main rival, was making high-impact signings, including names of the caliber of Karim Benzema, Al-Nassr remained relatively inert. The sporting public began to ask, why wasn't Al-Nassr, with Ronaldo in the squad, reinforcing its team in the same way? Behind the scenes, the tension between Ronaldo and the club's management began to intensify, and this didn't always reach the public. The crisis broke out publicly on February 2nd, 2026. On that Monday, the football world was surprised by a rare and high-impact decision. Cristiano Ronaldo refused to take the field in the Saudi Pro League match between Al-Nassr and Al Riyadh. There was no medical report, there was no injury, there was no technical justification. For the first time since his arrival in Saudi Arabia, Cristiano Ronaldo simply chose not to play, in a clear gesture of protest against the club's management and the conduct of the sporting project. The absence of the league's biggest name in an official game marked the definitive breaking point between the Portuguese star and the Al-Nassr board, turning a silent discomfort into a public crisis impossible to ignore. The reaction was immediate. Al-Nassr won the game even without Ronaldo, but the club did not hide its disappointment. International reports pointed out that the board, controlled by the PIF, was irritated by the way the situation was exposed publicly. On the other hand, the press and part of the fans began to wonder if Ronaldo was still committed to the club's project, or if there was a deeper rupture. Comments from sports analysts varied. Some saw it as an athlete fighting for his principles, others as a sign that Saudi football still has a lot to learn from European culture. The big question now is, will Cristiano Ronaldo stay at Al-Nassr until the end of his contract? And perhaps even more provocative,
Will he return to Europe, return to the Premier League, or even explore a new market like the MLS? Sports sources suggest that Ronaldo does not rule out other possibilities if the club does not make strategic changes to the squad and sporting management. Meanwhile, Al-Nassr continues its season, and every absence or presence of Cristiano Ronaldo continues to be world news. This is not just the story of a player who missed a game. It is the story of an athlete who became bigger than the club itself. The story of conflicting ambitions between political power, money, and football.
Cristiano Ronaldo refused to play, not because of fatigue or injury, but because of disagreement with his team's sporting vision. This reminds us that in modern football, power goes far beyond the four lines. This is the chapter in which one of the biggest names in world sport publicly questioned the direction of a club and left us with an inevitable question. How far can a player influence a club's decisions? And before you go, I ask you one quick thing. If this video helped you better understand this recent moment involving Cristiano Ronaldo, leave a like. It really helps the content reach more people. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell because a lot of serious and well-researched content is coming your way. And by the way, I am preparing a full documentary series on the life of Cristiano Ronaldo, telling his entire trajectory from start to finish, with facts, context, and no inventions. If you want to follow this series, subscribing ensures you don't miss a single episode.